We get to build a race car.
We had to buy the car from a teacher.
$10,000 what you're given. 9-week time frame. Race it against another school.
We're gonna go hunting for this notorious bug they call a yellow jacket.
We're gonna cook up some eagle stew.
Both teachers donated their cars, so they got to keep the $10,000 for parts.
I think my statements to Tim was I don't think God can drive the car.
The car now is in a place called Titan Engineering because they had to do some cutting that we're not able to do here. In a week, it's looked more like a race car than it has in 6 weeks.
It's going to be down to the wire.
All of what we did just now have to be undone and drive the muscle shoals, pick up another one.
We built a full-fledged race car, not hopping up a street vehicle.
My little brother was gonna drive it, but he just had a baby, so here I am.
And they said the motor's not going to make it.
That means we're not going to be able to put it in our car tonight unless some miracle happens we can find an engine or borrow an engine.
I hope he's built another car besides this one. If not, it's gonna be a disappointing day when we get to Bowling Green.
We better get it done. We've come too far to have it just sit and laugh at us and have to give up.
We went to Beach Bend a day early to test and tune Eagle 1.
Yeah, it's right at that seam there. A couple do's and don'ts, it's real simple. Staging, you tell me to pull forward till my tires roll out of the water. When the back tires come through it, just start coming out of the water where it's not in the puddle, then you can stop me. Then I'll do my burnout right there. Got it?
The time was real good, that 60 foot of a 1329. That's really good for a green track.
I'm in love with this car. I want it. I want to drive it.
When I took off, it did a little bit of wheelie, not too big, but I'm not used to that, so that kind of spooked me a little bit.
Living a dream. It's a great feeling. If I could have jumped up a while ago, I would have. My feet were stuck to the track.
The yellow jacket. What's it thinking? This is what happens when yellow jackets mess things.
Let's see.
Class started and Mr. Hobbs was in a depressed mood.
I had a spy at Beach Bend. I heard about their low nines.
Word around school was going that our race car wasn't finished.
Due to the problem that is beyond our control, the race car will not be racing tomorrow.
Now, if we had 2 more weeks to do this, 2 weeks, a lot of times where we've been working, if you've seen the car where it was 3 weeks ago. Wear your shirts, everybody's got them.
He said that we was gonna still go up there because they wouldn't know if we had a motor in it or if it was running or not. He told us to go up there and represent our school.
He was thinking we weren't going to do anything or whatever. Convinced him to put some kind of engine in there to make it look better, even if it wasn't the actual one, just to get it ready to give people something to see.
We have a small block that's going in. Getting it running in one night is a long shot, but we're going to try. Spray the doors, so if any of y'all got any primer left over, once you spray the school, let me know we need to borrow it. Hopefully we'll have a drive shaft tonight, small carburetor for it, finish up with the brake.
We was kind of hoping that their car wasn't running so that we wouldn't look real bad.
Uh-oh.
You want to put another motor pass on it, or do we want to go ahead and put the nitrous on it and see what it's going to do? This is a 150 horse kit, and we're not going to hit it off the line because we don't want to get it too far out of shape. I'd hope to see it go like a 9.0, 19.
He's not a wheelie person. That's the first thing he told me was he didn't like a wheelie. I followed the path. See what happened there.
We will still be taking our car to the race. thank you for your support, and the bus is still available to bring you to the race. If you decided not to go, please stop by the office today to take your name off the list.
After school let out, I got the call. Eagle 1 wasn't flying too straight.
Anytime you do that much, you don't pick up any gains, it means you're way off on the suspension. We went left more than I would have wanted. We'll take our notes, go home, come back tomorrow, and see if we'll be the fastest one here. When we got back, our fears were realized that we had got the car too high, dropped it too hard, and we had a lot of damage. It took all night. We finished a half an hour before the buses were here to carry the kids to Bowling Green.
The night before, we was just rushing, trying to get everything that we could get done.
I was still thinking we were going to get it finished.
We're gonna run the little engine. Had the suspension under it, had the rear end under it and everything. Matter of putting fluids in it and wiring it up. We get that done, we're basically ready to go. If we have to, we'll wire it up as we go to Beach Bend.
Hickman County unveils their cars, and everybody starts cheering.
This is kind of like the days of Rome. You're heading into the Coliseum.
I figured I better not start nothing because I'm surrounded by blue and white. And then we pull it off, and everybody just kind of claps and just stops.
This is kind of like the days of Rome. You're heading into the Coliseum. It was about 9 o'clock Friday night when we realized it wasn't going to make it due to a couple of factors as far as the water pump system. You can't find parts at 9 o'clock at night that you need in Dixon County. We had just to drop it.
Hickman County looked like they had the whole town there. All I seen was white and blue.
Well, we had a bus that was going to pick up about 60 kids, but the bus got there an hour late, and I don't know how many of them left. I don't know how many of them showed up.
I figured I better not start nothing because I'm surrounded by blue and white.
We've got East Hickman and Fairview with their cars outside, and we're getting ready to go take a look at them. And they put a lot of hard work in to get here, and I'd love to see them have a great day.
I just want to see what the engine setups look like and what the cars look like and how they're all fitted out and ready to go.
I'd like to see how well they do quality control. Safety also, because that is the priority.
They had to put someone in the car. Mr. Collins, he said, "You're the littlest, jump in." I was scared. I was gonna back off the trailer wrong, mess something up. I had Michael right beside me. He was telling me exactly what was going on. Right here, East High School, right here. Pulled the cover off, and then I seen everybody. It was a shock because I didn't think there was that many people there.
How you guys doing, man?
Doing great.
How you like it? Awesome. You guys finally get some sleep?
Me and Michael Brown was up until 4:30 this morning, had 2.5 hours sleep.
Mike Brown! Step right up, hold out your hand. Receive the gifts of the promised land.
It was just cool to finally be able to show it and be able to stand next to it and say, I done this, I done that.
Anybody gonna maybe pursue this as a hobby or a career?
I'm planning
How many cubic inch?
434.
434? It should be fast. You know, if you're having fun, just keep doing that.
Hickman County unveils their cars, and everybody starts cheering.
Let's go!
And then we pull it off, and everybody just kind of claps and just stops. It's like a pity clap, and they're just like, wow.
Eagle 1! Eagle 1! Eagle 1!
I immediately noticed that there wasn't a radiator in the car, the fuel lines or nothing like that. It was not plumbed. Looked like something you'd see sitting in someone's backyard for 20 years. All the basic stuff was there. It just wasn't wired up and stuff like that. I didn't know what was going to happen from then on out. I thought we came here for a race.
I did too.
That's what I thought. Actually, I kind of feel sorry for them too because they didn't get it done.
I mean, in hindsight, looking back, I mean, to build a tube chassis car, just considering all the time restraints and how it is to get parts, we should have started probably with something that's a little quicker to build.
Well, if I'd had it done again, we'd have done the first time what we done the second time.
We really wish we had something to race today.
And I want to race them. You got two football teams. If you don't play, you don't know who's the best.
I don't see 9 weeks worth of work in it. I'd be pissed if it was mine and I'd put mine into it.
That's discouraging there.
We didn't want to build a street car, put a set of tires on it, and call it a race car. We wanted to build a full-fledged race car, and that's what we did, ground up.
It's sad, to be honest with you. They had the same time we did.
I don't know the words for it. Heartbreaking.
This is really going to come back on us.
How come your car's not ready?
Just didn't get all the parts we needed them. I ain't going nowhere unless y'all won't push it. I'll ride, y'all push. How about that?
I thought it was wrong.
That Monza looks like it would have been fast.
I had to walk away from it. In a way, I felt like I was guilty.
You can feel just people staring at you.
Me and Tim Hobbs had some words.
I'm about to throw a fit and everybody's about to hear it's my turn.
Well, maybe me and you get together, we'll throw a good one.
Being a race car kind of guy, you're just sick sitting there looking at a car that you know you want to race and you can't race.
Wherever we want to go, we want to run them.
Bob, I've got to draw you into this, being our representative at Speed. I mean, can we give these guys extra time so we can actually get these cars to go heads up down the track?
The whole point of this thing is to have two schools compete to build a car and bring it out here to the drag strip and run it.
We just quit.
Don't give up.
No, we're going to finish it. You better believe it. We're going to have to run these things.
They're trying. They're trying.
How can we penalize the one team for getting the job done when the other one didn't even come close?
At least we're not sore losers and rub it in people's faces.
I think we should still award them actually the win today. I don't necessarily think we should penalize all of them for what I think is partly leadership to get them to this point.
What you're saying is you basically award a winner today. It's pretty clear who the winner will be without ever hitting the track. But allow the Fairview team the opportunity to finish their car and then meet at a later date.
Should have had it done. You had just as much time as the other school.
Somebody from each school is supposed to come and represent the car and the school on the drag strip.
I agree.
At this point, it doesn't look like the Fairview car is even going to make it to the start line.
The what? What's spin?
We forgot to put in the stabilizer bar for the front wheels. The wheel kind of caved in on us a little bit.
That's horrible right there. I thought they could do a lot more with that.
I don't want to say there's a camera in my face.
How did this happen?
Poor planning. You can't take a deadline like this and decide to build a full tube chassis car unless you have, tube benders in-house and, kids that can weld.
You have to start out of the blocks running hard if you're going to try to get one of these things done, and they didn't.
Back into the trailer of shame.
The East Hickman team, who got the job done, and all the supporting people who helped them along the way, they, and I think all the rest of us, want to see this car run on the track.
As a team, we were still thinking that we were just all going to pack up and go home.
How you doing?
Me and Tim Hobbs had some words.
I'm about to throw a fit and everybody's about to hear it's my turn.
Well, maybe me and you get together, we'll throw a good one.
Well, if they give you a 2-week extension, that's not doing what he told us.
Yeah.
We worked our tail off. They were at that school with that car last night till 4:30.
If Fairview wouldn't have gave us extra time, I really feel that they wouldn't have.
That ain't right. It ain't right. I'm gonna throw a fit about it.
She's hot-headed. They want to see it stage on the track. Show it, and then they got a plan. Yeah, it ain't going nowhere unless y'all won't push it. I'll ride, y'all push. How about that?
How long do you think it should take?
If they were going at the pace that they've been going at for the past week, I would think 4 or 5 weeks.
First of all, we don't know if they'll even do it. Right? That's something that we would like to suggest to them. Who knows if they can even do it. But what happens if, in the interim, they run their car and they blow the engine? And then another deadline comes, and now it turns out twists of fate and fortune, and now the Hickman team is upside down.
The best part for me was rolling the car out on the strip and letting it sit there. I was proud to have done work on that car.
I thought it was wrong.
That Monza looks like it would have been fast if all the bugs had been worked out.
I had to walk away from it. In a way, I felt like I was guilty.
We'd already been humiliated at the unveiling. Like, everybody see it and kind of like just, you could feel just people staring at you, and it wasn't good.
They embarrassed themselves.
If you don't have it, push, pull, or drag.
They didn't have a car ready.
You must be my everything.
Kids really showed some class. They held their composure. They didn't get in a hollering contest or anything with the other group. No, I'm not giving up what I got.
I mean, we leave you here on national television and push you to piece of junk off.
I guess that's fine with me.
That's fine. If that's what it comes to, us, we'll do it.
It kind of frustrated me a little bit, but it'll just make for better TV once we beat them in the end.
My prediction came true. They're still sitting at the line.
Releases it, there's the tree. 268 green for Bischoff. He gets it back in the groove. 145 and 141.58 miles per hour.
That's without the NOS, baby. You got it.
The worst part of November 3rd probably was once they got up there and ran the car.
My prediction came true. They're still sitting at the line.
Just watching them see what we could have had.
When we had nothing and they had ultimately the thing, it just wasn't that good of a feeling.
It kind of frustrated me a little bit, but it'll just make for better TV once we beat them in the end.
I've got to thank Tim and Brad here for coming out and being sponsors.
Well, Todd, on behalf of WyoTech, we're going to give you guys $2,500 scholarship to anybody that wants to attend WyoTech from you guys.
Thank you very much.
Good job, guys.
Congratulations, guys.
Todd, on behalf of Drag Race High in Castro, I'd like to congratulate you and East Hickman High as the 2007 Drag Race champions.
All right.
How do you feel about the way this whole thing ended?
I was disappointed. I feel bad for the kids. I really did. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
How do you feel about still trying to get both these cars down the track side by side?
These guys
just for a race.
Tim Hobbs, I think, had a lot of mixed emotions that day.
Y'all's call, guys. Y'all did work. The way this program was set up, it was all about putting something on the line. They made him another offer. He got pretty upset. Y'all decided earlier.
I like the idea about y'all having the chance to rebuild it and stuff and just race for the toolbox and bragging rights.
No, I'm not giving up what I got.
I mean, we leave you here on national television and push you to piece of junk off.
I guess that's fine with me.
That's fine. If that's what it comes to, us, we'll do it.
I think he was a little embarrassed. I think he was a little mad.
I mean, it's not about toolboxes. It's not about that. It's about two classes.
Well, we can always have another car.
And bragging rights. And we want to race. We want to race you.
We're supposed to be competing on
Well, that's right.
to get it done.
Yeah, we
had a deadline. It would have been the same situation if y'all hadn't got it done.
No.
It wouldn't have been a problem with us.
All right, guys. Okay, here's the deal. What do you still need to get this car to go down the track, and what would be your time estimate?
6 weeks. And if we get done before, that's gravy.
Will you stay in contact with me?
Oh,
if there's
yes.
anything you want to do?
Yeah, we're not through. The kids are mad. They're upset. They're ill. Today, they said, we're going back and work on the car tomorrow.
All right, we've had a winner here. These guys completed their car on time. We want to see the cars race. I mean, this is about pride for both of you and all of you as students. I mean, does everybody agree with that?
Yeah,
I mean, do you want to see these cars race?
I want to see it run.
That's what it comes down to.
No negotiations. We're just going to run them heads up when we get there. Is that all right, guys? We run what? No rules.
Let's go after it.
Let's do it.
Take care, guys. See y'all again. I spit up feathers for several days after that. I ate a lot of crow, I guess eagle feathers. It was a long trip home.
Everyone's going to get enough time to finish their car, and then this little convention will reconvene in Florida. We will see how fast that Mustang is and how good it is in a side-by-side drag race. Run, kids, run! You're gonna miss it. It's your moment of glory. The Eagle won against the top sportsman Camaro. This all does a great job to get it in the groove. He has cut the best light side by side at 1,000 feet, and the winner is Eagle One.
The pimp walk, he told us if we won, that he'd do it on national television in front of everybody. He had to man up.
We started out right, so we can fix it if we try. All we gotta do is get back to how we used to be.
When I started this off, I had a girlfriend. Me and Megan are, real good friends. We went out to dinner.
They've been real respectful about it, letting us finish the car, which they didn't have to. It's more pride than anything.
They're building a true race car here.
I kind of stopped and was being neighborly, and Dad, he just goes on in the shop.
We want to go down there and kick their butts and be able to brag about it.
I don't really care if we win the competition, but if we beat them down the track, they ain't gonna have really much to brag about except that their car was prettier than ours.